Welcome to our first YouTube video. You guys ready for the Provo, Utah mission trip? We are going to be talking about this book, Dr. Corey Miller. Corey Miller grew up a Mormon. He was a Mormon for 7 generations, his family was. So they traveled west with the Mormons hundreds of years ago when they were first moving west. His family is Mormon, grew up there, totally in their culture. He converted to Christianity, now works to help Mormons get out of it, right? He wants Mormons to know the real Jesus. So he wrote this book, and to make it easier on you guys, instead of making you all read it, and honestly I doubt if you would, no offense, but I do wonder if you actually would read it, you have to watch these videos and answer questions on them. So chapter 1, what's he has to say? First thing he has to say about Mormonism. It is a religion, one we would call a cult, because it's a man-made religion that sucks people in. Not true, not saving. So we say it's a religion, it's a cult, but also Dr. Miller wants us to understand as much, if not even more so, it is a culture, right? It's a culture that you live in. We're going to be going to a place in Provo where it is the dominant culture, right? As much as it's a religion, it's like a way that they look at the world, a way that they relate to each other. So it's a religion and a culture that they live in. So he said there's 3 big cultural icons that sort of stick out to them, help them unite around an identity. One is they have Utah. They have Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is their headquarters. In Salt Lake City, they have a big, huge, massive temple, and the temple square, it's their version of what to Roman Catholics would be like the Vatican, where the Pope lives. It's their version of to what Muslims would say is like Mecca, where you travel there, you visit there. If you want to be close to the source, the power of your religion, you want to be around there. And connected to that is they have this giant library. Giant library they have of what they say is every Mormon who lives. So they have people's family records going back forever. They actually have 2 billion names. How'd they got all those names? Some of them may be a little questionable. But they have 2 billion names in this giant library, right? So every Mormon could think to themselves, hey, there's this big library, this big place with all the family records where I can go, I could learn about my family history, I can learn about how long we've been Mormon, stuff like that. Third big cultural thing they have is BYU, Brigham Young University. Big university in Provo, where we're going. It's the biggest employer in the city of Utah, in the state of Utah. You probably have seen them play sports. If you watch college sports, you've seen their college football team, their college basketball team, stuff like that. Huge university. It's basically where they all want to go. And it has a dominant cultural impact on them because so many of them go to high school and then immediately go to BYU, and it just sort of helps. It's one of those things that keeps the culture going. Is everybody goes to BYU. So another way that it's a culture is they have all of these steps that you do as you grow up. When you're a baby, when you're born, you will go and get presented to one of their elders, and you'll be blessed by the elder. And then when you turn 8, you can get baptized, and what they would call confirmed. You're baptized, you're confirmed, you're sort of in the Mormon church officially now, they would say. They give you a special ring as well. You get a ring that you get to wear. It's called a choose the right ring. You have the right to choose to be Mormon. They want you to look at your ring and remember I'm committed to Mormonism because I have this ring. The boys get to join in a priesthood when they turn 12. First one is the Aaronic priesthood, Aaron, and then add an IC, Aaronic priesthood when they turn 12. When they turn 18, they get to join the Melchizedek priesthood. All teenagers also are encouraged to go and seek a what they would call a patriarchal blessing, kind of like a personal prophecy for you. So you're doing all these things, right? You get confirmed, you get blessed as a baby, you get baptized, confirmed when you're 8, you get a ring, you get to join the priesthood, you get a personal blessing, a personal prophecy where they will like tell you, you should avoid this, you should do this, your life will be like this. They kind of try to fortune tell your life a little bit. Then you turn 18, and every Mormon is strongly encouraged, pretty much demanded, you go on a mission. So you might have like seen Mormons on their mission, like here. If you go to Derby, you might run into them. Just there's guys and those guys are usually in like a white shirt. They have a little name tag here. They just walk around and try to talk to people about Mormonism. They go all over the world. I know a guy who had to go to Thailand because he was a Mormon missionary. That's where they sent him. Parents are strongly encouraged to start saving up money so their kids can go. And then you get married. So you've gone through all these things, you get married, and then you got to like have lots of kids and make sure your kids go through all these steps too. So you can see it's just like this cycle of like you're growing up, you're going through all these steps, and then you have kids and you like better make your kids go through all the steps or everyone will kind of judge you and look down on you a little bit. So connected to those things is Dr. Miller, Corey, says there's like 2 big core values. If you're going to understand Mormonism, understand Mormons that you're talking to, there's 2 big core values that is like crucial to understanding them. First one, family. He would even say that their family is like greater than their doctrine. Their family is greater than what they believe. They believe that families will like stick together as family units in eternity in heaven. So like you get married, you have kids, like your kids will still be your kids, you'll still be married in heaven. That is different than what Jesus teaches, if you're wondering. Jesus says that is not the case. So they place huge emphasis on family. They even think like your family units will stay together in eternity in heaven. And Corey actually talks about how he's like been talking to Mormons before and like talking to them, telling them about Jesus, and they would respond with something like, I almost believe you. I almost could believe what you're saying about Jesus and what the Bible says about him, but like the responsibility to my parents, the responsibility to my family is like so great. Like I couldn't even like bear the thought of like disappointing them, right? Like they push family to an extent of like you're betraying your generations going back like as to the beginning of Mormonism basically, if you don't like stick with Mormonism, right? There's tremendous family pressure, tremendous like valuing a family almost over anything else. And I say almost over anything else because the second big, what Corey says is the second big core value is they have this thing they would call like their testimony, their personal testimony. A word we want to use is like personal revelation. Not revelation like the last book of the Bible, but revelation like God reveals stuff. God reveals stuff to you. So, personal revelation. This is what we mean. I'm going to read a quote for you. This is from their book called The Doctrines and Covenants. This is like God speaking, basically. God speaking. It says, "Behold, I say unto you," if you have a question, "you must study it in your mind. Then you must ask me if it be right. And if it is, I will cause that your bosom shall burn within you. Therefore you shall feel that it is right." Basically, God is saying to them, if you ever wonder if something is true, wonder if something's right, you should pray about it and then just kind of like hang out. And if your like chest, bosom, fancy word for old-fashioned word for like chest or your heart, if your bosom burns, you'll know it's right. Right? You ask God a question. If you feel something emotional in your chest, you'll know it's right. So they ask God, right? Mormons just ask God a question, and if it burns in their heart, they'll know it's right. And this is like held up very high, right? Like if someone tells you, I asked God about this, and my heart was burning, and God showed it to me that it's true. It's like inappropriate, basically, to like question that, right? If you question that, you're like questioning God, basically. Um, that can make it really difficult to argue because to them, like their feelings that they had is equal to their doctrine, equal to their faith, equal to like the facts about whatever. Um, they have a huge value on like if they had a moment where their like heart was burning with something. So, um, yes. So and obviously, as Christians, we would come at that from a different angle, right? We would believe because the Bible tells us, like we believe that our feelings can lie to us. Right? The Bible says that like the human heart is wicked. Right? We believe that apart from the Holy Spirit transforming our hearts, Jesus coming to live in our hearts are bent towards selfishness. So we can't always just trust our gut feelings. We can't always just trust what our heart wants because our heart may want something wrong. Our heart may want something that is bad for us. That's bad for people around us. We can't just trust our hearts. We can't just trust like intuitions or our gut feelings all the time. Right? We hold that our like personal testimony, our personal feelings and thoughts, kind of have to be measured against the Bible, because we believe that like God would never tell us to do something that doesn't line up with His Word, because God can't change His mind. God can't um, like be say one thing and then do the other. It's like literally impossible for God to be that way. Um, so that's kind of like a Christian response to that.